How's it going, everybody? So since Classics launched in 2006, you could ask any Transformers fan anywhere what they really wanted to see return, and most people would have said Headmasters. Headmasters, for the uninitiated, were Transformers that, in their alternate mode, had some sort of cockpit or other enclosure for a smaller figure. Basically, they could be piloted, and then in robot mode, that smaller figure would in turn become the head of the robot. There were a couple attempts at making something like this work, but Hasbro had stated at some points that they really didn't want to revisit the concept because if the figure lost the head, what good would it be? It would be a headless Transformer, and nobody wants that. Finally, after a year of bringing us the Combiner Wars line, the other thing that everybody asked for, where they decided to make everybody under the sun a combiner, they opted for Titan's Return, which brings the Titan Masters, essentially Headmasters. And just as they did with Combiner Wars, they decided everybody gets to be a Headmaster, even characters that originally weren't Headmasters. I'm looking at you, Megatron. So since there are so many Titan's Return products out there, I've decided to do this as sort of just like a line overview covering the Titan Master gimmick. And Titan Masters can be found in one of two forms. Paired with a larger figure, like Chrome Dome and Stylor here, or, like Apeface here, they come with a companion piece that can serve multiple functions, including a transport for the Titan Master, something the Titan Master can integrate with, or a weapon for a larger figure. These Titan Masters are incredibly small, coming up to just a little bit shorter than a LEGO minifigure, making them quite a bit smaller than an original Generation 1 Headmaster figure. They do, however, function very similarly to the original Headmasters, in that when you fold them in half, they create a head for a larger figure. They plug in right on the neck up there, and this can be repeated with any of the Headmasters. They're all interchangeable. You can even stick a Decepticon on an Autobot. The only real downside when compared to the larger Headmasters of old is that these guys sort of very blatantly display the face on their backs, where the original Headmasters had a flap that could fold up to cover the face. Once you get used to it, it's really a minor detail. The Titan Masters do sport a little bit more articulation than an original Headmaster as well. The original Headmaster couldn't move his head, his arms rotated up and down, and of course the legs folded. However, it did have individually movable lower legs. The Titan Masters do not have that, but they do have ball-jointed shoulders and a ball-jointed neck that allows much more head movement when they're the head of a larger robot. Now, while some, like Stylor, are based on the original heads of the original Headmaster figures, there are others, like Brawn here, who has sort of a toy-accurate Brawn face, and transforms into Brawn's head. Now, Brawn was never a Headmaster originally, and in fact they're releasing a Legends-class version of him that is not a Headmaster, but if you ever wanted Brawn's head on someone else's shoulders, you can totally do it. The same goes for larger figures of the line like Galvatron here, whose head is Megatron. Now, I did add some paint to this one because it was originally just completely unpainted gray plastic with a little bit of red for the eyes there and a little bit of red for the eyes there. Still, Megatron was never the head of Galvatron, but this time, you better believe he is. Actually looks pretty nice like that. In the future, I plan to go more in-depth on some of these. This is basically just a gimmick overview. So in the future, I may talk about the vehicles, the different heads, the inspiration behind some of them. For now, though, we're just going to leave it at this. The line is cool. The fact that everybody is basically a Headmaster now is a little bit off-putting, but then again, if we could deal with it with Combiners, we can deal with it with Headmasters. And the Titan Masters are really cool for their incredibly tiny size. You should see what it looks like when you stick a bunch of them on Fortress Maximus, either the new version or the original version. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can find out anytime I post new things, especially if you click that little notification button. Follow me on all the various social medias, the links are in the description down below. And leave a comment, let me know what you think about Titan Masters, what you thought about the original Headmasters, whether you were excited to see this gimmick come back, or if you just wish it had stayed in the 80s where it belonged. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll see everybody next video.